Topics I did want to touch on, maybe briefly or for a little bit today. Stuff about creativity and spiritual things too. Possibly like propaganda and Satan's, system and the way that it kind of influences our mind, even in let's say, in an informal kind of way or in a subliminal way, subconsciously and all that. But the creative process, I've been starting to do some things again that I used to do back in high school, maybe a little bit of painting and stuff like that. And even some stuff like I was drawing at one point or trying to practice my drawing, but I'm not consistent with it. Like, I don't know what it is with my creative process, but I can't be consistent with that. Like, I've been trying to do that even with just doing these things, like little videos and stuff, which some of these could be kind of creative, like it's just my free-flowing mind, and some of it's, whatever antics, I have. It's just me talking and discussing things, that's part of who I am, and, that could perhaps be something that's creative too. And I might even be able to use some of this and do something with it. It might help me develop myself too. And a lot of this stuff, just us living our lives and stuff like that can help us kind of develop as time goes on. So I'll probably, keep doing stuff like this. And I know that I'm somebody that rambles, so I want to stop right here and say that if I do start to go on a tangent, I ramble, I might go off track, I might go off topic. That's probably going to be a common thing with me until I start getting more honed in and structured with things that I discuss, and start developing, more of that skill, I guess, or just trying to condense things down. I have trouble with condensing things and keeping things short so that people get the point and understand it, like, really quick. Like, okay. I have to, like, go on and on and on. And it's like, that's just how my mind works, too. And it's like, some people might want to listen to that. Some people don't. Some people don't have the time. Even with these long-form videos, some people don't have the time. So they might either skip through it or come back to it later, which there are people that still do that kind of stuff. But some people are just like, the attention spans, you might be able to grab them for like 5 minutes if you're lucky. If you're fortunate enough, you can grab them for 5 minutes. But the creative process that I was going to go into was a video that I was interested in, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to find it again. I might have to go through my history to find it. The guy went through like a step-by-step process of creativity and how to keep yourself kind of in that zone. And like one of the first steps, I think, is I might even be able to bring it up on my phone here, since my mind's not really working right now, and I got to go back through, figure these things out. Daily work. Just doing stuff daily. So I want to try to keep doing that, whether it's even small things, just doing a video each day, doing something online or something that might be creative, and I do blogs too sometimes. I do a little bit of blogging. I try to put some stuff out there. It's a spiritual oriented blog mostly. I do put some of my own things up there, just things that I'm interested in and stuff like that, but I might have to make multiple accounts, but it's mostly spiritually driven because I'm on a spiritual journey, and I'm I'm in tune with, that side of things, not my flesh, not just the desires of the world and all that stuff, and that can play into, or that can lead us into the next topic, which was propaganda, satanic propaganda. If you're not somebody that's familiar with religion, spirituality, things like that, you're not going to probably be on board with a lot of these topics that I talk about on here. So I'm just going to forewarn you that a lot of the stuff I talk about is going to be heavily, spiritually oriented. So, because I'm on a spiritual journey and I am focused on mostly that, and trying to find my way in this life and trying to carve my own path, I guess. So, and see, I'm going to be all over the place too. See, this isn't quite going as well as I'd like it to, but you might still be able to get something from it. It's starting to rain now. Starting to rain a little bit. Starting to get into I think we're in April right now. This is April 3rd. Should be, on the video. So yeah, another topic. Well, not really another topic, but still along the lines of creativity. Volume. This guy's passing me right now. He's not like, I'm going almost 60 and that guy's still passing me. And it's not, it's like a 50 or 55 zone. So I don't know. So that guy's gotta be dumb. So yeah, daily work, volume, volume over quality. This was actually kind of a surprise to me that he actually went into that instead of it being about the quality, more or less, because you're constantly developing that kind of stuff, and it's like the quality will probably come the more that you do certain things, right? And it kind of makes sense. Most people are wanting to like focus on finite details while they're doing it, right? And it takes a lot of time to do that kind of stuff. You might be on something way longer than you want to be. So it's like you get it as good as you can and you move on to the next thing. And you'll probably start to see that it'll develop over time. So I thought that was actually pretty interesting right there. Yeah, volume, not perfection. And that was what that topic, or his second bullet point. Third one, stealing or borrowing other people's ideas for creativity. We're all kind of influenced by the world that we live in anyway. So whether it's good or bad, even in the spiritual sense, it's like you're going to be influenced to some degree by the people you surround yourself with. That could be by music, real people, friends, family. It could be by anything. What you're filling your mind with, that's going to influence you. So if you take little things that you see or hear or whatever, and you use that for your own creativity, then that's cool. Because that's essentially how we're kind of experiencing this life anyway. And you're not really going to get probably a piece of art or something like that completely without the influence of something or someone. We have a school bus here. Okay. Yeah, you're always going to have an influence of some sort, and it's probably going to reflect in your art to some degree, or whatever it is you're producing, putting out there into the world. You're going to be a reflection of a lot of the things you're surrounding yourself by. So, and I've had some not so good influences in my life, and it sometimes reflects in my personality. But there's a lot of good attributes there too. I mean, whether they have been, there's negative, there's positive. I try to focus more on the positive. Still find myself going back to the negative sometimes, but that's just one thing. And we're getting relatively close to my destination. Probably another 4 or 5 minutes. Conscious learning. Again, just kind of living, going through things, experiencing things. Conscious, continue to learn as we're going. Rest periods in between, so you can come back to artwork and whatever you're doing to have like a fresh perspective on it, maybe not just like continuing to just kind of dog yourself out on it or burn yourself out on something, like long drug out processes, which a lot of people I think tend to do, where they just kind of like burn themselves out on it. Like, just take a break, come back to it, maybe you'll have something fresh the next time you come around. Getting feedback from other people, positive feedback or just some, critical feedback that helps you, Nothing that is trying to stifle you or put you down for anything, but, positive criticism or positive reinforcement or something that can actually help build something. Because, I see a lot of people out there that try to put negative criticisms and stuff like that, and it doesn't really help build anything. It doesn't help them. It doesn't help, it just doesn't help in general. Um, and then creating what you love, I think that should be going without saying. You really shouldn't have to even go into that, but he did touch on creating something you actually enjoy and not worrying about like the world and everything that tries to get you to, like, I don't know, maybe have a certain outlook or a certain view of something, like you should probably be doing this or you should probably do that. It's whatever you love doing or whatever you enjoy doing. Like he was talking about, he was referencing the fact that he likes to draw women, that interests him more like in a creative way, that interests him, and he continues to draw mostly women, and when he tries to draw guys, he just can't. He's not as into that for some reason, and it always comes out sloppy, and he's been doing it for a while too. So he just said, you know what, I'm just going to continue doing that. And he's really phenomenal at doing women or drawing women, cartoons or realistic ones, you know. So he's really good. I can give him that. Man, there's way too many cars here. I'm probably not going to make this turn. Come on! Son of a witch, man. Damn it. I'm already kind of late, I think. So yeah, I guess we're going to get a little bit more time to talk here, but all these points here. Daily work, volume, not perfection, borrowing ideas, conscious learning, rest, feedback, creating what you love, like all of that, you know, really good points to touch on when it comes to being creative. Alright, dude, go. Go, Bo. But yeah. And then the propaganda and stuff like that, I was going to touch on that, but I don't know if I have enough time to do that. But yeah, the world around us, like I said, like this can kind of segue into that a little bit. And maybe we'll touch a little bit more on this later, the propaganda around us in the world and stuff like that. It doesn't even feel right, so I just can't really do it right now. To segue into something like that, which is kind of a negative topic, to be honest. Just how that influence can lead us in a bad direction, I guess. So it's going to be like a really hard segue, but because I was just trying to keep people in that frame of mind. Maybe we'll just keep it like that. We'll keep it light in this video, creativity. Hopefully it's a positive thing. If you're somebody that's in like a bad place in your mind or in your life right now, which I'm kind of in like, I'd say a low point. I'm not in the worst spot in my life right now, but it's a growing period for me. You know, I've been growing, and we're always going to be growing, but this is definitely going to be one of the more trying times in my life. Because my grandfather right now currently is going through some things. He just had like surgeries, really heavy duty surgeries and stuff, and he's not really recovering very well from it. He had some growths, or he had a growth, which we believe was some form of cancer. I think it was. So he had to have things removed. He's not on any chemo or anything like that, but you know, he lost a lot of weight, you know, extreme amount of weight. And I'm not trying to put that out there for anything. It's just I'm trying to let people know where I'm coming from, and you know, why I might come off a certain way, or you know, where I'm at in my life, I guess. So that's just a brief little snippet, and I've been trying to keep myself in a more positive frame of mind, so when I go and do these things, I'm not actively trying to you know, stay in a negative headspace. I'm trying to stay in a positive headspace, but it's a difficult thing. It's a difficult tightrope walk, I guess, if you want to call it that. Trying to keep, you know, balance and keeping your eyes forward, not paying attention to the negative stuff. But you also have to acknowledge that stuff, know how to defend against it, like I said, with the propaganda and stuff like that, the things that are out there in this world. And I will go in deeper detail on some of that spiritual stuff. This one may not be a spiritually oriented vlog right now, but it doesn't always have to be. But yeah, wanted to keep this one sort of like, this is creative stuff. This is what this kind of is for me. Me trying to do something every day. I'm going to try to do something every day, no matter how small it might be. Like I said, I picked up painting, drawing a little bit here and there, even a little bit of guitar. But, you know, if you're divided on a lot of things, you're trying to do too many things at once, it's not really going to come out very well probably. So I want to try to focus on certain things. My spiritual development actually is probably the most important thing to me. I've also been working out too, so that's another thing. Like, I have so many different things and tasks like I'm trying to do, and that's what creates that little bit of that confusion or the divided consciousness, where it's like you're trying to do too many things, trying to maintain all of that, you know. It's not possible really, so you have to really focus your effort on something. And right now I think I just want to kind of let things ride out and see what I probably feel I can do and what I feel more comfortable doing and more passionate about. And the spiritual stuff is more passionate, or a more passionate subject for me, which is why I do a lot of spiritual things online. I post a lot of things that are, you know, scriptural, biblical, and yeah. So that's helping me, keeping my mindset, my frame of mind. But yeah, there's a lot of other things I like to do, and I would like to do. But right now, spiritual things are key for me. So I'm going to end it here because I'm at my destination. Probably late now. 3:02. I'm supposed to be in there by 3. So I'm a little late. So I'm going to end it here. You guys have a good one. God bless. And keep on seeking the truth. So.